Not one, not two, not three, but 4 lanes of drag racing. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Tristan, and this is the NHRA Ford 4Y Nationals, welcoming all of you to the Detroit's first 4Y drag strip in Detroit, Michigan, USA. Let's take a look at the point standings from last time out at the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals at Philadelphia Raceway Park from the season opener. Here's a look at the point standings from last time out at Philadelphia. Bob, the Top Fuel's point standings looks so far. It looks okay from the last time out. Before we begin qualifying for the night session of days 1 of 2 qualifying sessions here at Detroit, Bob Vandergriff Jr. will lead the point standings as Melanie Troxel, after getting that 1 point she had in qualifying that day from the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals after getting pole position, she remains at 26 points, which is in 4th place, and which is not bad. And Tony Schumacher, well, he's the lucky dog to be lurking in that top 5 position, and apparently that's where you have to be if you're battling for a points championship. As Travis Shoemake is right there alongside it with just 15 points just behind. 5 points behind Tony Schumacher. So apparently these guys are going to have to be battling out for points. And plus, we'll also be adding 3 more cars. We're not going to have a total of 13 cars today. We're going to actually have a total of 16 cars for the first time, as we have 3 newcomers coming in to replace Top Fuel, and 2 newcomers in Funny Car. And there's a look at the Funny Car point standings so far. Frank Pendragon, after claiming the win at Philadelphia, will lead the points by just 9 points behind Gary Selzy. As here, there's look at the rest of the field, as Bob Gilbertson, Robert Height, Ashley Force Hood, and Tim Wilkerson did not even qualify for the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals, which was a big surprise to all of us here in the booth area. And right now, and they're going to have another shot at claiming the NHRA points standings here for the Detroit Ford 4Y Nationals. Now let's take a look at Pro Stock, which should be really interesting, I should say, because Pro Stock, we've had a lot of exciting battles over the years. Oh, and there it is, Pro Stock. Jed Coughlin Jr., and with 21 points after claiming the track record and the win at the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals last time out, as Tanner Gray is all behind him with just 11 points behind. So anyway, this should be a really good, interesting battle for the Pro Stock field, as we're just going to claim 14 cars here. Now let's take a look at the rules of the race. And here is a look at the NHRA rules of qualifying. 4 lanes will be used for all 3 classes, which means all 3 classes: Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock. It doesn't matter if it's 2 lanes or none. 4 lanes will be used permanently. 2, 1 point is deducted for fastest elapsed time on every category in every session. 4 wide deducted. Even for 2 wide instead. 3, if one of 3 cars does not stage in less than 7 seconds to react, there will be a timing out for the Christmas tree to let everyone else go automatically without further delay. And that car which won't follow the staging procedure, will be sent to the back of the field, either before the funny car pair, the top fuel pair, or the pro stock pair on a solo pass down the racetrack from all three categories. Number 4, if you cross the center line or hit the wall, you will hit the wall on purpose. You will automatically receive a negative 2-point penalty for that. And finally, number 5, red lights do not count in qualifying as a penalty. And now let's take a look at the qualifying list from all three categories. And here's a look at the all three categories of list. We'll start since Funny Car is coming to the line for their first qualifying session. We're going to only have 2 qualifying sessions, and we'll determine the positions by the times they slipped, or possibly the total times, or maybe the times from before or after Q1 and Q2. First up is Funny Car. We only have a 20 Funny Car field. No, let's start off with Top Fuel. Top Fuel qualifying, we have 16 cars, and then Pro Stock is 14 cars. So basically, on Top Fuel, well, Bob Vandegrift Jr. is looking to go for his fast qualifying session. And look at the bottom of the 12 and 13, 14, 15th, and 16th pile. Yes, you're seeing it for the first time. 3 new cars, 3 new drivers added in to replace the drive 13 that we had at the Philadelphia Raceway Park the last time out. We have Leah Pruitt, who's making her first ever pro debut. Not her first time debut in real life though, but for DSR, for Don Schumacher Racing, this is going to be a fast day for that direct connection Top Fuel dragster. And then Austin Prock from the Rocky Mountain Twist Top Fuel dragster for John Force Racing. Yes, John Force Racing has got a Top Fuel dragster now to in the show. Another Top Fuel dragster, including Ashley Force, who's doing double duty this weekend, and she's third in the standings. And then finally, David Baca Jr. Yes, Baca. We had David Baca Sr. and now we have David Baca Jr. Shout out to him. Who's probably gonna watch this broadcast on possibly a Sunday or two. But anyway, yes, David Baca Jr. is gonna be one to watch out for, and they will be the first pair coming up later today here in Q1. And Pro Stock, well, Pro Stock has only got 14 cars, so we're going to have to qualify all 14 cars into the field, because obviously that's we just need a number of 16. We were supposed to have 16 cars, but it didn't happen. That's not the case. And we want to give a warm welcome to Don Nicholson, who is an old-time Pro Stock racer in the field today. So welcome to Don Nicholson for coming into the field. And finally, Funny Car. Yes, 20 Funny Cars will start off the show, and plus we'll see Pro Stock later on today. But frankly, Funny Car, yes, that's a big field. Look at the right-hand side. That is a big field of Funny Cars. We have 20 Funny Cars total. We go from 16 to 14 to 20, and now look at that field. That is incredible. And plus, we're gonna the first pair you're about to see is Jack Wyatt, Matt Hagan, and 2 newcomers, Raymond Beadle from the Blue Max Funny Car team, and Alexis DeJoria making her pro debut in a Funny Car. And the last time she made her pro debut was possibly back in 2014. In a fuel Funny Car in her alcohol Funny Car series in real life. And then she retired from the sport in 2017 and came back to Funny Car in possibly, I think, 2019 or 2020 or somewhere around that range. But apparently Alexis DeJoy. It's great to see her for the first time in stop motion drag racing in history. And before we get kicked off on Funny Car, let's take a look at get downstairs trackside for a special interview with Fred Speed. I'm down here with Stephen Dencham. A big surprise special interview with Stephen Dencham, as it's getting dark down here, and apparently we're going to be going racing under lights in just a few minutes. Stephen, welcome back. It's great to see you here after a nasty wreck you had at Philadelphia Raceway Park for the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals in round 1. Stephen, we got to ask you, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And we heard that you made a great successful test session at Philadelphia about 2 months ago. Oh no, a month ago. I meant. I'm sorry, but anyway, what's it like to be back inside the wheel of a funny car? Well, Fred, it's great to be back, and I'm doing just fine, by the way, and I'm feeling much better than I was just like since that first race of 3 at Philadelphia Raceway Park for the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals, because I took a nasty hit there. But all in all, I'm doing fine, and yeah, the car is performing well. Yeah, we did make a test session back there at the end of the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals, but before we came here to Detroit, and it's great to be here at such a wonderful venue, wonderful new venue to be at for the Detroit Ford 4-Wide Nationals. But along with my father, it's a pleasure to be here and supporting all the major sponsors and all the manufacturers that are behind, not just Brown Ford, but Pontiac as well, Chevy, Toyota, Dodge, and all like that here at Detroit. And yeah, we're gonna put on a show for these wonderful fans here. Well, Stephen, this is probably gonna be the first time you've ever sat in a funny car since that nasty incident at in the first round at Philly. Do you think you have the capability to drive these funny cars? And do you always ask yourself, what am I doing here in these funny cars? That's a question that we always ask ourselves, but every driver goes through this, and you have to come to the realization that we go 330 miles an hour as a business. So technically this is a business in some ways, but you gotta consider you have to consider the unexpected, of course. And it's like Mike Dunn would say, drag racing is always unpredictable, no matter what the outcome is. So but yeah, it's gonna be exciting to watch no matter what. Well, Stephen, we will wish you the best of luck, and you better get prepped up, suit up, ready for your for the third pair coming out in qualifying. All right, well, thank you, and I'll see you later. All right, thank you. Matt Hagan with a 0.89 seconds. That'll give him into the provisional pole. And look at Raymond Beadle's time in lane 3. 0.91 seconds is the quickest ET for both Matt Hagan and Raymond Beadle. Alexis DeJoy in third will round out that time. And how about Jack Wyatt with a 1.22 second elapsed time? That is going to put a mark into things, but man, that is, I don't know if that's questionable or not, but that was fast for big fast Matt Hagan for capturing a big elusive elapsed time. Well done, Matt Hagan. And he'll get the professional pole, I think. I'm not sure, but it depends on whether or not day 2 will provide anything. tomorrow. But anyway, this is probably what we're going to be seeing tomorrow for day 2, ladies and gentlemen. Ashley Force gets the winner in lane 2 again. And looks like lane 1's been having some bit of trouble lately. 140 for that Ashley Force Hood, 188 for Robert Hutt, her teammate. Tim Wilkerson with a 190, and a Bob Gilbertson with a great solid pass of a 175. But I'll probably keep him in the field for now, until later on today. So Funny Car is looking pretty fast here, folks, and apparently it's going to be a pretty adverse field by the time we get to Sunday. But let's see what he ran. 141 to a 149 for Dale Creasy Jr. How about these two? Lower at the bottom. 184, 192 for Dean Scoos and Jerry Tolliver. Man, that's just crazy. That is just crazy for to see Dean go up and smoke like that in lane 2. Oh no, excuse me. I think it was Jerry Tolliver. I don't know. Probably both of them. But anyway, nonetheless, Stephen Densham with not only the win in lane 4, first win in lane 4, but obviously getting the lower elapsed time in that quad. But anyway, here comes the next matchup that we're looking forward to. That's gonna fire everybody up in this quad. John Force gets the win in that lane. Look at the time for Cruz Pedregon. He beats him by a whole shot, but it doesn't matter. Cruz Pedregon will get the faster ET than John does. John Force ran a 142 and Cruz Pedregon ran a 141, so he'll tie with Stephen Densham, I believe. Tony Pedregon with a 152 and Ron Capps with a 163 in lane 1. Bring out the Copenhagen car, but this will probably be the last time you'll see those Copenhagen colors for until we hit the Quick check of the numbers, and 120 for Frank Pedregon, so he'll squeak his way into 4th place. Gary Selzy with a 143, Kenny Bernstein with a 167, and Gary Densham with a 133 pass. He'll squeak his way into 3rd or maybe 5th or something. But we'll check the qualifying list to see who's where in the Funny Car class. Next up will be Top Fuel, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Right now, let's take a look at the qualifying list to see who ends up where. And then before we get into the Top Fuel, we're going to have a special interview with Fred Speed down at the far end of the racetrack. And here's a look at the bracket. I mean, not the bracket, but the list. Matt Hagan, Raymond Beadle, Alexis DeJoria, and it looks like the number 5. Yep, number 5 for Gary Densham. Well, that's going to be, and the bump spot right now is Bob Gilbertson with a 175 and Dean Scusa, and there's a look at the 17, 18, 19, 20 positions of who is not in the field. Number 20 is Jerry Tolliver, 19 is Tim Wilkerson, 18 is Robert Hutt, and Dean Scusa is out of here. So meaning they will have to try and qualify their way into the field tomorrow on before eliminations. Coming up next is Top Fuel qualifying highlights from for Q1. And now, before we get to Top Fuel, let's send it downstairs with our very own Fred Speed, standing by with Matt Hagan. I'm down here with Matt Hagan, who is the #1 qualifier for now in Funny Car. Matt, you have laid down a quicker pass of a 0.89 second pass with a speed of 300.61 miles per hour in the 1,000-foot mark. Congratulations, and hopefully we'll get to see this car in day 2. But yeah, thank you, Fred, because obviously we are extremely confident about this position that we're in. I hate to embarrass the Ford crowd, but obviously this car was just right on the rails. It was right in the groove there. But I got a big head, and it's just amazing to be here. I mean, you don't know how much this team has been proving to John Force Racing throughout half the century. But obviously I'm really thrilled, really I'm proud of this team, this direct connections on Funny Car, Dodge, and SRT machine. And I just want to thank all my sponsors: Mobile One, Rick Rare Racing, Don Schumacher Racing, for being on our card this weekend. And yeah, it's just it's incredible to get this Hellcat in the winner's circle. All right, well, we wish you the best luck, and we'll see you in day 2 for tomorrow. Thank you. And round 1 kicks off with Top Fuel with Doug Coletta in lane 1, lane 2, Leah Pruitt, lane 3, Austin Prock, and lane 4, David Baca Jr. Seemed like a good pass for David Baca Jr., and indeed it was. It was a 140 ET time, elapsed time for David Baca in lane 4, lane 3, 136 for Austin Prock, lower elapsed time. So that's a smooth run for both of them, and not a very impressive run for Leah Pruitt. But Doug Coletta, he's solid in the field. As he scores 3rd position for now in Top Fuel, and these are the 3 rook, and also in lanes 2, 3, and 4. Those are the new contestants that are coming out here in Top Fuel. Next up, we have Scott Coletta, Mike Strasberg, Clay Milliken. Let's see who takes the Quick check at the numbers. Eddie Hill with a 125, Scott Coletta with a 131, Clay Milligan with a 152, and then Mike Strasberg with a dead slow 174. So it looks like he's not going to be able to improve that run until Q2 of the daytime session, until we hit the daytime. But at 125, not a bad run for Eddie Hill. That'll put him #1 for now. So, next up, Tony Schumacher, Travis Schumacher, Mr. Baldwin, the champion, and now Gary Selzy. It seemed like a good run. Indeed, it was a good run. 119 for Tony Schumacher, and Travis Schumacher right behind him with a 129 for Gary Selzy, right behind Tony. And 3rd place, Travis Shoemake, and 4th place, Crystal Baldwin with a decent run. Next up is Bob Vanderbilt Jr., Corey McCarthy, Ashley Lewis, and Traction. Like a good pass. Wow, indeed, it was a good pass for Corey McClellan. 142, 156 for Bob Vandergrift Jr., 160 for Melanie Troxel, and 169 for Ashley Force. Now let's check out where everybody stands after 4 quads and 4 pairs in Top Fuel before we kick off Pro Stock. Now let's head over to the qualifying list to see who's where. And my guess is going to be either Schumacher or Eddie Hill. Because I already now forgot what who is now number 1. And indeed it is. Tony Schumacher with a 1.19 second pass. And he's your number 1 qualifier for now in Q1. Leaving Q1 with a point on the board for now. And your number 2 qualifier is Eddie Hill. And number 3 is Gary Scelzi, who's doing double duty this weekend, as he is always. So anyway, and before we kick off Pro Stock, as the track jars will come out, let's grab an exclusive interview with our very own Fred Speed, who's standing by down at the far end of the racetrack with their first time number 1 qualifier since the 1996 U.S. Nationals, who was 16th at the time, Tony Schumacher, standing by with him right now. I'm down here with Tony Schumacher. Tony, what a blistering pass as you get out of the race car and remove your helmet. Tony, what an exciting pass for you. 1.19 second pass in your first season of Top Fuel Racing since 1996, when you were with the Vandergrift brothers. Or something like that, brothers. But I don't remember anyways, because I wasn't even born then. So anyway, what a blistering pass. You got to be feeling very excited. I am very excited, Fred, and thank you very much. Appreciate it. I can't remember as well of who I was with, but I want to thank my dad for being beside us throughout the years. But Don Schumacher, this is really incredible. I'm really excited for this team, this Hot Wheels team, the Meatball Machine, for running a quick ET pass than what we just had. For what we had, we changed a few gearings or so, and a new clutch valve. So obviously we know what we're doing here. So yeah, I hope we can keep this position until race day. So we have to go through Q2, and we're gonna be going through a lot here tomorrow, and we're gonna be here for race day. All right, we'll see you in day 2. Thank you. Woo! In lanes 1 and 2, here we go. Let's see what the times are. 1.09 second elapsed time for Roger Brogdon over 120's Don Nicholson. And they both will get into the field solidly for now. And now we'll put them solidly into the field. As Chamberlain will get it to the line first with his 2:10 elapsed time, and Alex Laughlin with a 2:19, Jim Yates with a 2:21, and Warren WJ with a 2:11 pass to Mark. With Jason Line. Larry Morgan with a 185, Jason Line with a 2.01, 2.28 for Vincent O'Neill, and Bruce Allen with a 212 in lane 4. So that's going to be crucial for the time being here in Pro Stock action. And now comes I think the last and mostly certainly not least, the final pair in Pro Stock action here coming to the line for Pro Stock. see. Wow, Kurt Johnson with a 131. Greg Anderson with a 179. Tanner Gray with a 165. Jed Coughlin Jr. with a solid 156. And now, as we finish up Pro Stock for the final qualifying session of the day, first and final qualifying session of the day, since we will not be able to have Q2, and we'll explain more about that in just a few minutes. Right now, though, let's take a look at their qualifying list from this category in Pro Stock. Here's a look at the list and the times. Roger Brogdon will take the pole for Sunday's final elimination race, as it's going to be the field is set and there's no going to be any Q2 for the time being. So right now, let's head to a big news announcement. Instead of getting an interview with Fred Speed, we're going to head on over to a special news announcement. And here's a look at the special news NHRA news announcement that was just posted just a few minutes ago. Q2 will not be taking place tomorrow afternoon because of some thunderstorms threatening the northern area of Detroit near Milan. So basically, we will see you race day for sometime in the summer of July in 2024 season. So that concludes qualifying, and unfortunately we won't be able to show you the ladders, but you'll be able to see them on race day. So anyway, that has been qualifying night session for you guys. We will not be able to have the daytime session on Saturdays. So basically, with all that being said, since Pro Stock is finished and the 3 categories are finished, we also got some personal breaking news according to myself and all you out there. So basically, on Sunday, I will not be able to commentate for this race this time, but I will be commentating for the Delaware East Coast Nationals. But you might be asking yourselves, well, who's going to be commentating this race instead of you? Well, I will be you'll be hearing the voice of the AMCI Theaters IndyCar Series, AMC Theaters IndyCar Series host. So anyway, by race day, you will be hearing the voice of Sergio Morales, that will be commentating. That usually commentates and does his very own IndyCar series, but now, I just want you all to know that this is his first time commentating for NHRA, and so he told me he wanted to give a crack at it. So yeah, let's welcome him in here, and please give him a great welcome as well. But by all means, yeah, he might become a great fan of drag racing. You never know with what old Sergio will do. But anyway, he might shed some light. You never know. But anyway, guys, that's it for qualifying. We'll see you guys on race day for on Sunday in the summer of July, like I said, like it got posted before. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. We hope to see you guys on Sunday of final eliminations of 4 wide and Detroit NHRA style drag racing. Hopefully, hope you enjoy watching. Take care. I will see you guys at Delaware.